Now playing.
Here's the truth. Emotions demand to be felt. And the only way out of it is through it.
This is the Thought Exchange.
What's up? How are you? Good, I hope. Hope you're doing great. I'm your host, Tony Watts, and if this is your first time here, welcome home. And if you're returning, welcome back. Good to see you again. Today, we're diving into something that shapes every second of our lives, and that's our emotions, the good ones, the bad ones, and the ones that we wish we could ignore. So I just started reading this book by Mark Burkett. It's called Permission to Feel. And I feel like it's going to be a really good book because I just finished the prologue, and that alone made me stop and made me reflect, and honestly made me come record this episode because it triggered a line of thinking and a line of thoughts. And if you don't mind, I'm going to read a quick quote that sparked all of this. And it goes, "To stop feeling would be to stop thinking or breathing. Impossible. Our emotions are a big part, maybe the biggest part of what makes us human. And yet we go through life trying hard to pretend otherwise." And that's what I want to explore in this episode. Why we try so hard to suppress our emotions, what happens when we do, and how embracing them might actually be the key to a better life. We live in a world that praises logic, reason, and being put together. How many times have you heard phrases like, "Don't be so sensitive, just toughen up, move on, it's no big deal"? Somewhere along the way, we started seeing emotions as a weakness instead of seeing them as what they are. They're a strength. Think about it. Our emotions guide our decisions, they deepen relationships, they help us make sense of the world. And without emotions, we just be empty. So why do we resist them so much? So you may wonder what happens when we suppress our emotions. Ignoring emotions doesn't make them disappear. It only pushes them deeper. It's kind of like, for example, holding a beach ball underwater. You could push it down, you could hold it, but eventually it's going to pop back up. And when it does, it tends to come back up with more force than we expected. When we suppress emotions, we see the effects. We see burnout, anxiety, even physical symptoms like headaches, feeling exhausted. There's our body's way of saying, hey, you can't ignore this forever. And yet we try. We distract ourselves with work, social media, substances, alcohol, anything to avoid actually feeling. But here's the truth. Emotions demand to be felt. And the only way out of it is through it. So you may say, I've been numb for so long. How do we start to feel again? If suppressing emotions is starting to hurt us, the solution is obvious. We need to feel, but how do we do that when we spent so much time avoiding that? Here are 3 things that could help. Name it to tame it. Instead of pushing our emotions to the side, acknowledge it. Say, I feel angry, I feel sad, I feel upset. Sometimes just putting a label on it helps us process it. Number 2, sit with it. Uncomfortable emotions are like waves. They have a rise, they have a peak, and they also fall. And if we could sit with them instead of running from them, we realize that they don't last forever. And number 3, express it. Write it down. Talk to someone. Go create something. Find a way to get it out instead of letting it fester on the inside. At the end of the day, our emotions are what makes us. They connect us to ourselves. They connect us to others. And instead of running from them, what if we accepted them? What if we not saw them as something to fear, but as something to learn from? Because to stop feeling would be to stop being human. And that's not something that any of us can afford to lose. And that wraps up this episode. But if you feel like any of this resonated with you, be sure to let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you feel like you found this helpful, share it with someone that you feel like may need to hear it. As always, I want to thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts with you. And I want you to take care and don't be afraid to feel. See you on the next episode of The Thought Exchange. Love y'all. Peace.
This is The Thought Exchange with Tony Watts.